I think I want to talk about your pillars, your three pillars, because for me,
Hmm.
I know,
Hmm.
I've been a dancer and a singer and working with acting and drawing and writing too. But it's like, yes, I like all those things. I love all those things. They're all powerful, and it's now like, oh, ta-da! They all belong together. It's a process. I can use all of these tools in a very fun way to
Hmm.
enable people to see what they can be, and so it's
Hmm.
come beautifully together for me too. And so for you, I see this, and I
Hmm.
think this is the evolution of where we're moving to, the healing, because like we said, you'd go to the doctor, you'd go to the healer, the alternative practitioner, and they'd do a thing and you'd go away, but you come back and you're still running the same program, so you have to go to that healer again. Whereas now we're in this
Exactly.
other place of seeing the whole, being able to, because of
Yes.
the extent of your gifts
Yes.
now, see the whole human.
Yes.
So can you sort of
Yes.
talk a little bit about how you operate there?
Yeah, and that is so important, Isabel, because that was also awareness that I had in the last months, even this, that I have these three pillars, what actually yoga means in its let's say, very deep meaning. It's the union of body, mind, and spirit and energy. And exactly this is what I'm doing. So, with the yoga, let's say what people see are the asanas, what I also post, of course, breathing and meditation, and all the rest. Of course, I integrate everything. But let's say that's the body part for a healthy body. Then the mind is this coaching and awareness coaching, because there we just see the mind. And the last is this healing of soul, body, mind, and soul, or energy, the energy of your body, the energy of your soul. So it's three pillars, but it's one, it's this wholeness.
Are you able to offer this to, are you finding that more and more people
Yes.
are willing, open, and wanting this? It's like I feel like this thirst in the human to know who they are, because we have been so suppressed as beautiful beings. It's just unbelievable. And now I just feel this, like everyone's like thirsty flowers, it's like, I want to know what I look like.
I have to say yes and no, because this is scary, Isabel. So I have to say that in the last months or year, I have met so many interesting people and so beautiful friendships. So there are people who are very interested, but they did some of this work. And I have also contact with people who are scared about this. Because also to open up so much, and for example, that a person can know so much about yourself.
Where are my secrets? I can't put them in a cupboard anymore.
Exactly.
He can open every
One,
cupboard. What am I going to do? It's so
exactly, but this is
assuming.
also, yes, Isabel, exactly. I had a joke. A customer told me, he said, but with you or a person like you cannot have a relationship. And I said, hey, Johan, what do you mean? And but such a truth he spoke,
Well, I was
because
saying
people
the
do
other day,
get scared.
my
And
beloved was sitting outside, and I said, "You're wearing a t-shirt, aren't you?" And he said, "Yes." This is in a text, okay? And I said, "It's black, isn't it?" And he said, "Well," and I said, "Oh, charcoal, yeah." And it was just like, shit. She can see what I'm doing. I can't hide anything from her. But he was so happy about it.
but where?
He was
But was
far
it
away
far
in another
away or?
country. Yeah, in another country. I can't
Ah,
even
okay.
see him. So
Remote, remote
yeah,
viewing.
yeah, yeah, just because of the
Oh,
attunement, the resonance. But that's hilarious,
yes,
isn't it? So that, whereas that would have been
yes,
scary in some situations, it's just joyful and fun. But the shift,
yes.
how do we make that shift for people?
First, I think they have to be willing, Isabel. This is what came to me. And by example,
Hmm.
because if you are like this, everyone wants to connect with you. I have so many people who just write, and even in the last 3, 4 weeks, a beautiful person just wrote me, and I was so open. I ask, of course, the intuition. should I write back? Because normally I don't. Like I have this, let's say, first moment where I need to ask my intuition before I answer, or just to tune into. And it was a definite yes. And it's such a beautiful connection that is now coming to fruition.
Pat wanted to say hello.
How you,
I'm going to show yourself quick.
you open up, the people feel your energy. The people feel your shift and they want to be like, I think it's a vibration, it's how you are. You are like a leader, a thought leader, a being leader. And this is what is creating the change, how you said, in other people's awareness and life and so on. So this is my personal
Yeah, I like that idea
opinion.
very much of like acupuncture needles. You know, you would, if you have a full acupuncture treatment throughout your body, you may have different needles dispersed to re-energize the entire system. Well, you think
Yes,
about the planet, and I think that there are all the so-called star seeds, you know, just come in
yes,
because we're the fun of that experience of forgetting everything, having to remember it, and then getting into your full self again and just going bzzz, you know, zapping out the energy of your being. That's, I think, what we're doing. So all these beautiful little sparks of divine God, you know, as humans,
yes.
zapping this new energy into the planet. As long, of course, I'm sure the planet has its own consciousness and we're working together, you know, but and the other larger heavenly bodies too. But I like that idea of just all these little sort of dispersed
Mhm.
people just to kind of
Yes,
get the whole field going.
of course, you can connect also in the distance. Because many people ask me about the healing. How can you do it at distance? There is no distance.
Yes.
This
Yes. Tell people that, explain that, just your, because that's
I
important,
feel that
isn't it?
you can hear. Yes, it is very. When I connect to the chakra, there is no distance. Maybe I cannot see the person physically, although I can also. I have the same experiences like that person in the body. There is no distance, actually.
So can you
I
tell
know
people
this
why?
sounds.
Can you tell them why? Just find some beautiful, I know you'll find beautiful words, but tell people why there is no distance. You know, a scientist will say
That is
something, but
for the healing, you mean? Because
yeah.
it cannot be, you are at another frequency when you do this.
Mm.
And frequency doesn't know time, distance, location. These are all definitions of ourselves or of our five senses. This is also important. How we, let's say, as body, need these senses. For example, to define, to be in this world. But when you are in this intuition, also your abilities are enhanced. How you talk about remote viewing, you are at another frequency. Your senses are different from another perspective, also.
So a lot of people, possibly, if they heard that,
Mhm.
they would imagine the idea of, you know, astral projection or astral traveling. So you, like, you're leaving your physical body and you're zooming over there at a very fast speed to go over there. But it's not that, is it? It's not that you,
No.
it's your energetic self within, actually probably utilizing the substance of your physical body like a proper antenna. But how can you, can, I'd love to hear your version of that explanation.
So I even now in the last weeks, how I said, with this connection, it's really, it's here. Like I could know with exactitude what this person is doing, or how you said. Also, sometimes I did the exercises with my friend, with Wana, what she was doing just to exercise these senses,
Mm-hmm.
and it's working.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 100% working. And this also with that, it's sometimes also for me scary. How can you feel that person so genuinely here? you are in that other state of awareness. I could describe it.
Mm. Some people call it the new
You
physics.
are not leaving any body. You are still here, but your vibration is so different that you can be here, you can be there, you can be wherever you want to, and
So
you
people
can
talk
have
about
maybe
this. They talk
experiences.
about the speed of thought, like as though
Yes,
but that's still as though the thought is traveling. And when you ask, I mean, there's a, you may have heard of cosmic agency with the Tegetans talking to us humans.
no,
It's interesting. I think occasionally it's infiltrated, but I'm sure that there is a lot of genuine Pleiadian conversation to Earth. And they talk about space travel is not about distance. It's literally you put in the frequency coordinates of where you want to be. So you're just
yes,
switching frequency, which is what you're talking about, isn't it? You're just,
yes.
it's
This is
like
what I feel.
it's a radio and you just tune the dial. You're not moving the radio around. You've got it there and you just tune the dial. So then it's like, oh, I'm picking up Oana, or I'm picking up
Yes,
Nicoleta, or whatever. Yeah.
yes.
And that's this
This is
brand new awareness, which is really exciting because it's such a fun toy. I mean, you can do so many beautiful things. You can heal someone. I was working with someone recently who was
yes,
very badly hurt, and it's just amazing what you can do. I mean, it's just mind-blowingly beautiful. That's why I wanted to
yes.
get so
I
excited
don't.
about this with
Yes.
you.
Yes, I don't have maybe again you see the wording because this is also new, but through these experiences, this is what I am aware about. How you said, just tune into that, and you can change back. You can. It's just a change. How you said the radio,
Do you
the
think you have to be
frequency.
very clean and pure to do it? Because, like I said at the beginning and
Yes,
throughout this entire thing, that's how I perceive you to be. And I think that only those of us who have have
yes,
understood how to cleanse our system can do it. Because otherwise, you get tangled up and ensnared and brought down frequency level. Have you got any
yes.
experience with maybe others or of that?
No, but of course, all the people who I know in doing also this intuitive work, they do that daily. And of course, that cleanses a lot of your own ego. But I think also my experience, how I said, it just showed me that I was on this way anyway, so many years due to yoga, because that also influences then opening up, let's say, the sixth chakra more and more, the intuition. And then came this experience to see, okay, this is the fear that I still had.
Mm.
And it was not about myself
Mm.
as a body. So that attachments and so on, you don't have them anymore.
Mm.
To be attached if you are here, if you are there with persons, you just, if you are with someone because you want to be, it's not that need anymore.
Well, that's the
And
definition of freedom, isn't it? You know, this beautiful awakening movement talks about sovereignty. And it talks about it, and they're talking about money, and they're talking about not being controlled by the government, and you know the kind of quite third-dimensional systemic things. But of course, what you're saying, as far as I understand, is this: when you are, let's say, you want something and it doesn't work out, if you hold on to that, you're just bringing yourself down. So
yes, of
if
course,
if it doesn't work out, you've got several options, haven't you? So like, okay, I'm going to step
of
away
course,
and have a look and work out. But if you held
yes,
on to it, you got that attachment. If you step away and find your own happiness again, you are free. So the true freedom is
yes,
something different slightly to but it's what everyone is moving towards. This understanding of
yes.
a freedom is. So
And,
no longer
and
dictated by the environment. You can still be who you want to be vibrationally.
yes, and we have every 10 seconds another possibility to ask another question. What can I do in this situation? That's why I'm grateful for all the mushrooms that pop up after the rain. because I can change everything. And this system of always asking question, what can I do differently? What can I be differently? What energy can I be now? It changes, sometimes shifts in minutes.
Mm.
And this is, the more you do this, it is that willingness to stay on this path. It's true, or at least what I experience, because it's very easy to slide down back. And what you perceive, of course, in the energetic field, I always practice because I love it. It's not, I don't need to practice it, but
I'm
I
finding
love it.
it fascinating. You know, I'll now almost every night I'll go to, before I go to sleep, I'll do another, I call them investigations. And it might be about
Uh-huh.
somebody else or a thing. You know, it might just be for
Yeah.
I did an investigation about my current songs I'm writing. You know, I'm
Mhm.
enjoying it, but you know, why and what for? And so you look into the library of possibility, or
Mhm.
you know, specific things, and it's really fun. And then, you know, I'll have my pretty nice higher self version come through, and then I have a greater self version come through. So I've got like two levels that kind of come, and it's just like, this is fun, this is new, interesting, stimulating, I'm so curious, and it's satisfactory. And that's fun that I've decided to do that. I mean, I could have done that years ago every night
Yes.
because I had that
Yeah.
ability,
Of course.
but I just didn't.
Ah, ah.
And that's the
But you
interesting thing
see,
about now.
yes, no judgment. We have these tools, and they come peu à peu when we are vibrationally there to be able to sustain this. Because everything what we want, but I'm not talking about 3D ones, yeah. I'm talking about what our heart, you know, what your heart wants or wishes. But everything from there, what you still don't see, have touch in this 3D world, is because there was something energetically attached, or you didn't allow it to happen. Because everything is an energy. Different vibrations, yes, different forms that solidify that, but we can have everything.
That is the most beautiful finishing point.
Yes.
Is there anywhere you would like to go that your intuition tells you that you would still like to explore, tell, explain, reveal, share? Is there anything like
Mhm. That every soul should really have this sometimes courage to see more, like this willingness to see how beautiful they are actually, because we all are really magical beings. Each has a different gift. But to have that moment, because it's just a moment to recognize, oh my God, I am this beautiful being. And what is my contribution here?
Mm.
To have that first moment where you say, I jump into this unknown, because that is intuition. Not to know, but to know that you are whole. And that is when you leave your ego beside and you jump into this pool of magic. Yeah, what we call magic.
I think there's nothing wrong with the ego, because the ego was the tool of our body, mind being here, isn't it? It got us to the places we needed to go. So it's like a disguise. An ego is like a soul disguise, you know. Without it, you
Because
couldn't
we believe
move
it.
through the body, you know. But yeah, if you believe
Yes.
that's you, then that's a bit tricky. But if it's just like, oh, this is really interesting, kind of, I just put this cool disguise on because, you know, and you're discovering who you actually are.
Yeah.
But that message you brought through, I mean, literally, I've been looking for myself to define what I want to now bring to humans. And it's
Mm-hmm.
precisely the same thing. And I think this is the time, this is the now of it, that, you know, the human being has never had so much,
Conscious.
destruction thrown at them and told how rubbish they are and that they're responsible for all these so-called wrongs which don't even exist. I mean, even that is just, the world destruction. That is almost all of it is a total lie fabrication to control us. But never before have the humans been told how worthless and awful they are in such a bombarding manner. And it just feels so exciting to bring this message of, you're amazing. Do you know that?
Yes. And from that space, everything changes. Our world, our reality, our relationships, everything. It's really, that is the real change, let's say. What we all, needed to come to, or
But
we
maybe,
choose.
like the flatlining that you experienced in the past, or like me in my hospital, I can't dance anymore. You can't walk. You're just in a hospital bed for months. Sometimes we need that.
Yes.
People say you need it for the contrast, but maybe it's some kind of weird soul fun. It's like, I'm going to go into total dark unconsciousness, and then I'm going to wake up and be really bright and sparky. Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, but it was, I have to say, I wouldn't describe it like a beautiful experience that I consciously would choose. Let's put it like this. Yeah, it was. But yes, it was the starting point of this amazing journey. And putting the puzzle pieces together, actually.
So that's another beautiful piece of, it's more than hope that you can give to people, isn't it? Because if someone is feeling in a state
Yes.
of, I'm bereft of all goodness, I'm in despair, nothing is working for you. That's the really brilliant thing. I mean, everybody I truly love has been in a place where everything has been removed from them. That total collapse of their entire life in some form or other. And that is it's a massive gift, because if you understand and know that you can rebuild anything and everything, then you start to own your power, don't you? And therefore you have power to be able to spread that and sparkle it out and inspire the others around you. So it is a bit of a weird game.
From your heart. Yeah, but because then you truly live it and you feel it. It's not a teaching, it's nothing that you want to give out. It's just you being that. And that, I think, is the most important. How you said also about my energy, and I'm so grateful that you said that I'm not doing anything, I'm just being this. And this, I think, of course, I'm choosing this every day consciously to be that.
The fact is that you can.
Yes, and that's
that you do, you wish to, and you can. And that's the reminder you have at every moment. I mean, that's the incredible thing of the Jesus miracles, isn't it? He told them, just go home and don't tell anyone, because they'll just, you reverse your mind. But because they loved him so much, because they could just feel his delicious love, it's like, okay, well, I'm basically dead. Now I'm alive. And you can understand how that's possible, because when the soul spirit makes a decision, it has to move with it. So we are in weird, very, very weird, and also incredibly exciting times. And we have to look at everything differently, don't we? I am so happy you came on with this.
Thank you. Me too, Isabel, and it's always a pleasure to be here. And gratitude for everything, also the whole setup that you have, also towards wholeness and love. And I really enjoyed it. And thank you to the people who are watching us.
Yes, I really hope that a lot more people will be able to see. I think I think these videos, you know, they start off with a little trickle and then it suddenly goes, and I think that's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. And with each one, we sort of shift and change. And there's this lovely library now of beautiful episodes, and I'm so happy about it.
People. Yeah.
It was actually Oana who
Yeah.
inspired me to do it, so it's all her fault.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Gratitude.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I will see you soon, I hope.
Okay.
Have a beautiful evening.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bye, Isabel.
Bye bye.